Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 85, take 2, of the Video Games Ahoy Podcast! Yeah. I'm your host, Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Davy G.
Hiya.
Davy W.
Alright.
And Zachy H.
I'm also here.
Yeah, it's everyone! It's only the second time this year that we've got everyone, and it's great. It's great. I'm so excited. Hi, Din K. Hi, Din K. How are you?
Hi.
Yes, we're Video Games Ahoy. But before we get into that, I'm just gonna ask you guys a question. How are you doing?
Very well,
Very
thank
well.
you.
It's all good, man.
Yep.
Better than you, I'm guessing, with your half sedated.
Yeah, I do apologize to anyone listening. I had dentistry work done earlier. Anyway, I'd worked on my teeth earlier. I'm in a lot of pain, and I can't feel my face. So if I do slur, I do apologize. I am trying my best to enunciate.
I'm waiting for the dribble.
It might come.
I'm waiting for
Honestly,
the dribble.
I was in the dentist, and I was drinking, and like as I was like trying to spit it out, it was just coming up. Rather than just out, it's like a little water fountain. It was quite something. But
Johnny Balboa.
I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative of the work that they did.
Adrian.
Adrian, exactly. But just very quickly, we just want to say two things. So Davy G's been here for the last couple of weeks, holding on the fort, and I'm very appreciative of it. We haven't seen Zach or Dav W for ages.
I know. I'm sorry, everyone.
I just want to address it by saying we miss you.
We missed you.
We missed you. We did.
We miss you.
I mean,
yeah, very much so.
It was. We're glad to have
We
you
say
back.
that as if me and Zach are a couple and we're like rejoining another couple after a long time.
Well, this is the ACP.
ACP!
Oh no!
14 months in a row.
Oh!
Oh no! There's things going off all over the place.
We're back.
There you go.
We're back on.
There it is. Okay, cool. There we are. That's all working now. Everything's working. ACP, yes, it is all four of us. It is all four of us. I'm very, 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 very happy. Apologies once again. My internet might be playing up, but we are recording it this time, so if you miss it, we'll put it online later. It will work. I promise. Right, let's just get through to the meat and bones of it all. Is that what they say? The meat and bones? Do they say meat and bones?
We do now.
We do. How about we say the vegan tofu and the chickpeas? Because that's what we're gonna get to. Also, check all our podcast things. We're all online everywhere. The reason I'm trying to get through this as quickly as possible because I have a mega quiz planned. The quiz of 2021.
Get comfortable, everyone. We're going to be here until 2023.
It's taken this long to do a quiz about 2021. Almost 2 months into the year. Anyway, we'll get to that later.
Smash through it. Come on, guys.
All right.
We got this.
Let's start off with just a quick brief mention. Oh my god, here we go. There was a Nintendo Direct, and Nintendo Direct was announced and happened by the time we did our last podcast, because last week I was a busy boy in work. So I just want to briefly mention a couple of games. I'm going to run through them as quickly as possible, and I want any one of you can say stop and to say one sentence about it, okay? If you want to. Okay. Otherwise, I'll just keep going, okay? I'm just going to read them out. Okay. Here we go. We start off from the top as it goes through. Fire Emblem Warriors, Three Hopes. Rosie would kill me if I didn't say anything. Rosie was... if you listen to the stream, she literally burst. She's no longer here. She burst. Gone. No one's.
There was Rosie on the walls.
Yeah, just area. She's like, gone.
Super excitement.
Advance Wars 1 and 2. No Man's Sky. Mario Strikers Battle League.
Oh, stop.
Dude, I'm up for that. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
We all need to get this game.
The original Mario football game is really, really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good game.
It's the only football game Zach Hamilton cares about.
It's the only football, because you can just punch each other in it. It's not football. It's not a football game at all. It's just Mario beating the shit out of his friends. It's great.
I know this is longer than a sentence, but one of the things I really enjoyed is when Zach came over recently, we played a little bit of Mario 3D World, and he was just chucking Rosie off the side of the levels and stuff.
Excellent.
He's just which is like, wow, he's brutal.
Because I was just like, well, look, the half of the fun is throwing your friends off the side, but you kept avoiding me.
So you just
you saw it coming and you were like, nope, I don't want this.
I don't want a part of this.
And Rosie was just like so sweetly like, we're all playing
gone.
together. like every time I threw her off, she'd be like, I don't know if she really thought this or if she was just being polite, but she would act like it was an accident.
Yeah. She was
It was
upset.
really malicious. I'm sorry, Rosie.
Very upset. Splatoon 3. Cool. Front mission first.
Yes, this looks cool.
It did look cool, didn't it?
Tactical RPG where you play as mechs.
It did
I
look
can get on board with that.
It did look
yes,
cool.
Please.
It did look cool. Star Wars. Oh, wait, sorry. Disney Speedstorm.
Yes.
Star Wars: The
Heck
Force.
yes.
And it did look good, didn't it?
Excuse me.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Can we get a 10-minute discussion on Disney Speedstorm?
It actually looked okay.
Yeah, it's free to play as well. I dip in.
What are
I
you
wonder
doing
what their sort of payment thing is going to be for that.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
yeah.
I think free to play is the correct price for that game.
But like,
Yeah.
it genuinely looked okay. I was quite shocked. I mean,
Yeah.
it's no Chocobo Racing GP. I think that's what the title is, but still.
If we had to have a cheesy kart race that isn't Mario Kart, then I go with Chocobo.
Yeah, me too. Especially the characters they've announced. Honestly, down for that. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, the Wii version for some reason, the best version apparently.
Is Force Unleashed, is that the one from like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed: The Ezio Collection. I thought that was quite cool. I genuinely might pick that up, especially
is
because
cool.
like they always drop the prices on Ubisoft games like 10 quid after like a month. So I'll probably pick that up. SD Gundam Battle Alliance, Chrono Cross: The Radical Dreamers Edition.
You know
That's
what?
cool. I've never played Chrono Cross.
Never
I'd be on board with that.
Yeah, never played Chrono Cross. I really am hoping for a Trigger because that is supposed to be one of the greatest games of all time, and I've never played it.
Yes.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Right.
Oh, baby.
Genuine game of the year. That's it.
I pre-ordered it today.
It looks amazing. It genuinely looks
yeah.
amazing. I'm so
Daf Weeks is
excited.
officially wrong.
Apparently.
I love it. When we were streaming as well, ACB was like, Daf Weeks. Oh, Daf Weeks. I was like, I don't know what he said. I have no idea.
Well, this
Then
is
it's
what I
not a
like
game,
about it.
didn't you?
I don't remember. Here's the thing. It's been so long since I've been on this podcast. I kind of forgot what I said about it, and now I feel like I said something terribly offensive.
Well,
about
ACB
Kirby.
is-
Don't get me wrong. I like Kirby. I think I was saying that.
Can we also refer to as Kirby? That is
Kirby.
Kirby,
I
yeah.
believe you
was
said
cool.
that it doesn't look like a game.
It doesn't look like a game.
And you also said Kirby sucks, but I think that was just a
Yeah,
fact.
I did
Yeah, I think
not
it's a
say
good
Kirby sucks.
I mean,
what I
Kirby
did
does
allude
suck.
Yeah,
well, it
quite
does
often.
suck.
Yeah.
But it does look like a crossover with Last of Us.
The Last of Us meets
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey.
I do
meshed
not
together
bad.
to make Kirby. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Killed
Not
it
a bad
dead.
thing.
MLB The Show. That looked terrible. Oh, it didn't look good. Like, it's
What was
great.
it called?
MLB The Show. It was the baseball game. It didn't
yeah.
look good. It looked rough.
It looked chunky.
It looked rough. Kingdom Hearts. Because, no. Yeah.
Yep.
Klonoa looked really good. I was genuinely
Looks
excited.
really
It looks-
nice.
It looks really nice.
Yeah,
Portal Companion Collection. Anyone grabbing that?
sure.
Live Alive. That looks fun.
Oh, yeah, baby. This looks great.
Oh,
Daf
yeah.
Weeks, this
Yeah,
is-
that is
yeah.
Dav Weeks' game. Big
Yeah.
time.
That
big
looks
time Dav
very
Weeks.
interesting.
It looks like if Octopath Traveler was done right.
Yeah, well, apparently that's what
No.
Octopath Traveler was based on. Apparently it was
So,
that
yeah,
game, so there we are.
Hopefully it's cool.
Nintendo Switch Sports.
Heck yes.
That actually looks kind of cool. I'm
Oh.
kind of into it.
Although me and Dab were genuinely dying when they spent 5 minutes playing volleyball on the direct. It was so
awful.
it was so
I
cringe.
have to say, I
what?
skimmed through it. I did not watch an extended period of them playing the volleyball game.
I was
Absolutely not.
pissing myself, genuinely pissing myself.
I played the beta this weekend, by the way.
Oh, any good?
Really?
Elimination bowling is intense.
Okay.
Okay.
I apologize if I've mispronounced this. Is it Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival?
Daf Weeks?
Zach is
Yes.
our resident Japanese speaker.
I can probably. I might be.
Oh no, I genuinely, I kind of want to know it.
No, that's
I
a
actually-
game.
I kind of want to know what Zach, because I have no idea.
It's Taiko no Tatsujin.
There we are.
So it means like I think it means like
Drum Fantastic, I believe is how it translates.
it means like
That's cool.
drum people.
There were drum people.
No,
There are
drum-
people made of
no,
drums.
No, drum people. Like as in
Drum people.
yeah, I think that's what it actually
Okay,
translates.
okay.
as.
Drum drummers.
Triangle Strategy
That's hilarious.
coming out in less than 2 weeks. Very excited. Cuphead, the delicious last course.
Yeah.
Yep. Metroid Dread free update, that was pretty cool. Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings on Nintendo Switch
That
Online.
was exciting.
That was
I
cool.
like
Yeah.
that. Like,
That was cool.
never had an opportunity to play an Earthbound game, and I remember like watching a YouTube video about the history of it. I'm like, I could probably get on board with that.
I
Yeah.
think I'll play Earthbound, but not Beginnings.
Yeah.
Maybe not beginnings. Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
The
That works.
creator of Earthbound as well actively sent the community insane when he said that he wanted to bring the Game Boy Advance, the Mother 3 essentially, to the Switch, and obviously everyone was like, because that's all they've been that's all they've been asking for the last 15 years. That's exactly the noise they made as well. Anyway, Zombie Army 4 Dead War.
Hey, that's a VGA favorite.
That is a VGA favorite. We were pretty good at
We
that.
smashed it.
Getsu Fumaden, Demon Slayer, Lego Brawls, 2 Point Campus.
Looks like a cool game. Won't be playing it on Switch. Though.
Yeah, because it will run the worst, and it's on what, Dev?
Game Pass.
Oh, okay, well, I'm just checking. And finally, we come to the last two things, and again, I'm going to say them in order. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, the Booster Course Pass.
48 tracks.
48 tracks! What the hell?
Madness.
See, absolutely the right choice. Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people saying, we're going to get a new Mario Kart game. And I'm like, why?
Yeah. It's selling too well.
It's selling way too well, and I don't know what they do, because everyone will just complain if it's any different to Mario Kart 8.
It's becoming one of the best-selling games of all time, not just Mario Kart.
So this is the exact thing they should be doing, both from a player point of view and also from a business point of view. It's absolutely the right choice.
We won't see Mario Kart 9 or 10, or whichever one they want. Whether they want to include Tour as the 9, which I've seen, we won't see that until the Switch, whatever that comes up to the Switch, I don't think.
Yeah.
Mario Kart X on the Switch 2.
Oh, no.
Amazing. And finally,
Call it X Nintendo.
because if this Direct wasn't already solely aimed at me, we finished with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I was just like...
I bet you were very, very excited in your brain.
The thing is,
slipping off his seat.
at the end, me and Dav were just like, we were basically, it's one of two games, Xenoblade Chronicles or Fire Emblem. We couldn't work it out for the first 10 seconds until Dav saw a giant mech thing, and he was like, Xenoblade Chronicles. I was like, yeah, that is absolutely Xenoblade Chronicles. And it's coming September, and that is just, this year is insane for Nintendo.
Pretty bonkers.
It's crazy.
Start saving now.
Yep.
Mate,
Yep,
I tell you what, though,
yep.
maybe they just wait for 2023 for Breath of the Wild 2. They don't need it this year.
They don't need it.
Can you imagine if it comes though, as well as Bayonetta 3 and everything else? It's
Madness. But like, it's weird. Like, you look at Sony, and they've got they've just had Horizon, and they've got Gran Turismo, and then probably God of War.
Yeah.
But not a lot else.
There's
and then you
nothing
look
else.
at Xbox, they've got Redfall, Starfield, maybe Forza Motorsport,
Yeah.
and then not a lot else either. Nintendo are just like, right, every month, just absolute banger. Get them out
Yeah.
there.
It felt like a lot of games slipped from last year, really. Like, apparently Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was supposed to come out last year, which would have made sense, because the last year was really, like... I'm not saying it was, like, I loved Metroid Dread, but that was, like, probably the biggest game of the year for Nintendo, and for a series that famously doesn't sell very well.
Well, it didn't sell as well as probably the biggest gaming killer. I mean, Super Mario Party All Stars, whatever you call it.
Yeah, that as well.
It probably sold gangbusters.
That is true, and they had Pokemon. What the fuck am I talking about? Anyway, all right. Well, I still can't believe we've had 2 Pokemon games in the space of 4 months. That seems mad.
And one of them is excellent.
Brilliant
Talking
Diamond.
about Arceus.
Not Brilliant Diamond.
Shining Phil. All right, that's it. That's enough for the Direct. I thought it was an excellent Direct. At the time when me and Dav were watching it, we were genuinely like, could this be one of the best? And I still kind of feel that. For me personally, there's some people who didn't like it, but for me personally, it was like that could have been one of my favorite Directs. Oh yes, stretch.
I can't stretch right now, but I'm gonna.
Oh yes, Zach is banned from doing things because he's lucky to be alive right now.
I had my appendix out this week, and moving around is gross.
Yeah. That's how I normally feel, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like either you've had your appendix out or you're past the 30 mark.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Daf Weeks knows. If you're listening, he just shook his head in agreement. That's all you need to know. He's too lazy, which I appreciate, to even say anything, which I love. Okay, let's move on. Nintendo has announced the discontinuation of the 3DS eShop and the Wii U eShop, which makes me and the other person who owns a Wii U very sad, Zach. Me and you, basically.
Yeah, sad. It's just us now, I think.
You're the last two in the world.
Yeah.
And the first two, actually.
Yeah. The sales numbers suggest as much.
Yeah. While you'll still be able to re-download games and DLC, receive software updates, and play online beyond the state, the ability to purchase games will no longer be possible, and new content will no longer be released on these digital storefronts. Credit cards can no longer be used to add funds as of the 23rd of May, and Nintendo eShop card funds can no longer be added to eShop accounts as of the 29th of August 2022. So basically, you got until May to use a card, and then if you want to buy something else, you have to buy eShop cards, but then that stops on the 29th of August. But you can redeem them up until next March. It's, to be honest, you're going to say that.
You can also attach your Nintendo Nintendo Network ID, which is on your 3DS, and it's presumably your Wii U, to your eShop account on your Switch. So you can add funds to your eShop on there, go to the website, switch them over, and then spend them on the 3DS Wii U like that until, what is it, March, did you say, 2023?
March 2023, yeah, so next year. It is sad. I mean, it's sad. I mean, the thing is, we joke about the Wii U, but the 3DS sold 80 million consoles. Like, that's not, that's... And to be honest, 3DS, Dav, you'll probably agree, it's a quality console. Like, there's so many great games on there as well. Like, there's so many exclusives on there. Like, some, like, Zelda, what's it called? The Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds. Oh, my favorite Zelda of all
time. Genuinely brilliant game. Genuinely brilliant. And also, I hope you guys enjoyed that picture I put in the group. I basically put a picture in the group the other day of how they made the game, and, like, to give it the perspective they needed, they made sure everything was slanted. So, like, Link runs around on his back. I just thought it was really funny. But yeah, it's... me and Rosie have, like, gone through the Wii U and the 3DS, me like, is there anything we need to pick up before it closes? And there's, like, probably 5 games. So you'll probably pick those up. Most of them are Fire Emblem games. The only one I'm worried about is Twilight Princess, because you currently can't buy it on the Switch. And I know... I mean, we can say it probably will come to the Switch, but we can't guarantee it. So I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. It's expensive, though. It's like still 50 quid. It's ridiculous.
I found it in a charity shop on the Wii for £1.
There we go. All right, let's move on. The Pokemon Company said that it will make 6 announcements this week. The Pokemon Company will share news every day this week, starting from February 21st, 2022, leading up to February 27th, which is, of course, Pokemon Day. So lots of things happen this week. Pokemon Day, exactly.
Pokemon Day.
I know there's a new set of Pokemon cards releasing on the 25th. So that's one of them at least.
That could be, yeah. I think I saw something else about, actually nothing about Arceus, but about Sword and Shield, which kind of made me laugh. I was like, what? Why?
Huh.
Yeah.
God, that's so 2020.
Yeah, exactly. I love how Daf Weeks says things that makes him old, because that is such a 90s thing to say. It was so 2020. I just enjoyed that. Let's move on, because there's not much more to say about that, so I guess we'll find out more, what was announced by next week. We don't really know much else than that.
Yeah.
Capcom has officially announced Street Fighter 6 following the conclusion of a week-long teaser campaign helped to coincide with its official esports tournament. Have you all seen the clip?
I have.
It's very veiny.
It's very veiny.
Honestly,
veiny,
it's very, very veiny. Just watch it. It's only 30 seconds long, but there's a lot of veins.
Less Metroidvania, more veiny.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
The fighter bundle game looks really good.
Yes, I was just about to come on to that as well, but because I actually haven't played a Street Fighter game since 4. So I'm kind of excited to pick this up.
Tried 5 and it was underwhelming.
Yeah, okay. I found that.
Capcom has also announced a retro compilation of Capcom fighting games. I'll just read through them really quickly. It's Darkstalkers, The Night Warriors, Darkstalkers Revenge. That's weird. Vampire Savior, The Lord of Vampire. Vampire Hunter 2, Darkstalkers Revenge. This is getting confusing already. Vampire Savior 2, The Lord of Vampire. Red Earth. Cyberbots, Full Metal Madness, not Madless. Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, and Hyper Street Fighter 2. I think that's the one that everyone was waiting for, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. But Darkstalkers is nice to see that's getting a new life.
They just sound like Capcom games, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They really, really
They all
do.
have that formula.
That's it, really. There's nothing much else to say there. There's only two more stories I'll just run through really quickly. One of them is the original Halo music composers are suing Microsoft of unpaid royalties, which is kind of sad. I'd like to think this is sorted quickly, but Marty O'Donnell and Mike Salvatore, who created iconic Halo music used in the Bungie developed Halo games, claim Microsoft still owes them money relating to royalties dating back 20 years, and they're taking Microsoft to court.
Marty O'Donnell has had some issues with licensing in his music, with Halo and with
the other one, Destiny. Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there, but there's definitely a common denominator. Whether that's Bungie, whether that's Microsoft, whether that's Marty O'Donnell himself.
What was really interesting when I read the Jason Schreier book, Marty O'Donnell, there was actually in that with the whole Destiny 1 being basically a shambles for the first 2 years of its production, because they didn't want to make a game like Halo. And then they ended up making a game exactly like Halo. And then I think about half the people left because they were just like, well, that's not what we want to do. And that he was one of them. But yeah, it's really interesting. Really, really interesting. I guess we'll see what happens there, but that's kind of sad because it's not fun. No, not fun seeing people go to court. And final one, and that's Herman Hulst, and this is to do with Horizon Zero Dawn, because we'll get into Forbidden West when I talk about it, because I bought it and played it and I'm enjoying it. It's officially sold over 20 million copies around the world, and I'm fairly sure it's like the third best-selling PlayStation game of all time. I think it's up there anyway. It's one of the best-selling PlayStation games of all time. But PlayStation games, weird, they don't actually sell. It's really weird. You think of Nintendo games, and they tend to have really high numbers, or really high attachment rates, but PlayStation games don't as much. It's really bizarre. I guess it's often because there's more, but I don't know.
They also have some huge third-party games that end up coming to the systems. Like there's no Elden Ring on Switch. Do you know what I mean?
I'd love to see it. I would just love to see it tried. That would be quite something. Yeah, exactly. But that is it. That's most of the news from the week.
One more news item. Happy birthday, Zelda.
Was it? When was the birthday? Was it today?
Yeah, today, 36 today.
Nothing was mentioned. Nothing online. Nothing.
Wow.
Not a sausage. Exactly. Not a sausage. But yeah.
I'll be streaming Skyward Sword after this podcast in celebration.
Famously the best Zelda game.
Famously the most notorious Zelda game.
The best. All right, let's talk about games we've been playing. Does anyone want to go first? Does anyone have something they want to get out of their juicy mouths?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I have to remind myself of what I've been playing.
I've got a... Go on, Dev.
Okay.
Should we keep this to like one game? Because there's four of us. Sure. Let's keep it, because I got a game I want to talk about, and it's probably going to be way longer than it should be.
All right, jump in there straight away. Binding of Isaac.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Got pretty addicted. Not going to lie.
I like that.
My good friends over at Our 3 Cents rave about it constantly and have been streaming it constantly, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's see. I mean, it looks like a free-to-play thing you'd find on Newgrounds, so really, is it really worth spending 30 quid on it? And yeah, it is. I've loved it. I've had so many hours of it, and it's annoyingly easy to just start a new run. You literally, I'm dead, and then within 2 seconds you're doing it again, and you have to kind of go, oh, okay, no, I did say only one more run, and here I am. I've started another run. Shit. Oh crap.
Yeah.
You guys familiar with it? Anyone here played it?
I haven't played it, but
I know of it, but I've not
about it. It's been supported for years and years, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
got a huge fan base,
and it's
cult following.
Yeah, and they've just kicked out yet another kind of like big expansion for it. So I've downloaded Afterbirth Plus, and now they've got another one on top of that. But I'm not forking out another 20 quid just yet. Let's see if I get the most out of this version first. If you're not familiar, it's basically a randomly generated dungeon, and you go around killing monsters. It's all very scatologically based. There's lots of poo and pee and vomit.
Daf Weeks.
I was just going to say, that's a Daf Weeks game.
There we go. All that kind of stuff. All the juicy, yucky goodness. Lots of gore. And there's something very replayable about it. I mean, the joy of it is the power-ups. The game is basically the power-up collection of it. Like, half the power-ups, you have no idea what they do. But they change your character, they boost your stats, and basically you go from being a tiny little weakling child crying on things to basically a monster super baby crying tears of pure evil venom and electricity bolts on things, and destroying entire rooms of enemies in one click. And the bonkersness of that is kind of what makes you want to keep going back. It's like, how absolutely OP as shit can I go on this run is basically how I feel when I play it. And I've had some crazy builds because all those powers stack, like all the power-ups kind of buff and stack and complement each other, and it's just it feels like there's 1,000,000,001 combinations you could have, and I guess that's what makes it as replayable as it is. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen so many things about it, and people rave about that game, but I've just not played it myself. But it's good to hear that it actually is good. You know, sometimes when you hear games, like you hear people saying, "Oh, try this, try that," and then people actually play them and go, "No, it's legit. It's genuinely legit. Yeah,
it's great. That's I love it. I mean, I can imagine it's not for everyone. Absolutely not. But
is there any story in it?
Loose. Basically, the silly like intro animation is like your little kid called Isaac, whose mum is a fundamentalist Christian who hears God saying that he wants to kill you. You know, as in Abraham and Isaac. You know,
yeah, right.
So that's kind of reference they're going to. And then you escape by jumping into the basement, and then the basement becomes a dungeon and a cave and a catacomb and the cellar of a cathedral, and it's full of horrible monsters made out of all the yucky, disgusting things ever.
Yeah,
there's lots of demons. There's a lot of religious kind of connotations in it randomly. It's weird. Definitely weird.
It does sound pretty
bonkers.
Daf Weeksian, if you ask me.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, when have I ever not liked something that's absolutely batshit crazy?
Exactly.
That's what we love. My aesthetic.
But yeah, anything else, Daf, you want to add to the Binding of Isaac? I got nothing else to contribute because I don't know. I've only seen.
No, I'd encourage you to play it if you can get it cheap, because I think it's a hefty price tag for something that does basically look like it's a Newgrounds game.
Yes.
You know, like a free-to-play web browser game, which I think it started out as.
Oh, wow.
And it kind of hurts to think that you might have to fork out 25, 30 quid on it. But the fact of the matter is, I've got more hours out of it than some games that I've spent 60 quid on. So
so I can ask for. So yeah, awesome.
What did you play it on?
Switch.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, I think you can get it anywhere now, but I got it on the Switch.
Yeah, nice.
Because
it's always on sale. It's always on sale somewhere.
Yeah, it's always on sale.
Because it's such a pick up and play game, the Switch felt like the right console for it.
Yeah, definitely.
And it is. It really is. And because it's so low quality, you can play it handheld and it makes no difference whatsoever.
That is the best thing about the Switch, though, isn't it? Like those games that like Hades, for instance. Like when I was playing Hades, I could easily play on the Xbox, but like I don't know, that game feels like perfect to just sit on the sofa as well. Like stuff like that. That is why the Switch is great. But yeah, awesome. Anything else that week's?
Nope. Let's carry on.
Awesome. Do you guys want to go next, or shall I go?
I'll go next.
Cool.
I've been playing I want to say 2018's Marvel's, Disney's, Sony's Spiderman.
All them companies.
Is this your second playthrough?
I played a little bit of it in like 2019, I think.
Right. Okay.
Because I was just like, I was at a friend's house, whatever, and I had like a quick go of it. And I was like, at the time, I was like, meh. And but now, since I've played it again and played like much more of it, I'm still like, meh. I don't know. It's all right. You know, I mean, like, I was a big Spider-Man fan growing up, as everyone was, because Spider-Man's dope.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just the swinging, which is nice, and the swinging's pretty good. It's all right. Like it's pretty good, but I think I want it to be a bit more involved. Like it's more involved than it could have been. It could have just been hold, and I like the balance that you can just hold right trigger and push forward if you know, if you're not interested in making it, you know, more involved, and you can also make it more involved by time button presses and like changing directions for the, you know, getting there faster or whatever. But I don't know. I want it to be a little bit more involved than it is. It still feels like I could just kind of cruise through. It feels like playing a Sonic game where you just sort of push forward.
What difficulty are you playing on?
I think I'm playing on... We talked about this, right? Because you were like telling me, you were advising me, and I took your advice. So if you remind me what you told me to do, that would have been what I did.
I said, don't play it on hard.
So I would have played it on one down from that in that case.
Because hard
that
is
was the right
dull.
call. That was the right
sin.
call. You also said not to do any side missions, and I also think that was the right call because, to be honest, there's not enough variety, really. I mean, there are kind of four things that happen. One that I don't really count. There's story beats, great, that's all fine. That's not my favorite plot or anything, but you know, it's good. There's swinging's fine. The combat, which is, it's sort of Arkham combat, and it's all right.
Barely.
It's fine, you know, it functions. If you like that style of combat, then
some of the abilities are pretty cool, but
it's fine.
Yeah.
And then there's the parts where you're not Spider-Man, and who the fuck decided that you shouldn't be Spider-Man at any moment? There's a point where you have to play as MJ, as Mary Jane Watson, for like a full 10 minutes, and it's
Zach.
I know.
There's more than one.
I was just want to say, I know.
And
it's not just MJ either.
No, you play as other dipshits who you don't care about. Like, it's called Spider-Man. Like, I don't want to play as this friend. You know what I mean? It's not.
That's hilarious.
I
did not know that. That's
great. It's dumb. It's a bad choice. I think the game is fine. I get why people were excited about it, because obviously, like, off the back of, like, you know, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and those movies are pretty good. The movies are better than the game, in my opinion. I think those movies are better because they're shorter. And that
I also don't think the movies are like that fantastic. Like, it's fun, and Tom Holland's great. The casts are really good, but like the plots are kind of bare bones and like they're fun
and they're fine. They're great, but you know what I mean. But they're also like an hour and a half, whereas Marvel's, Disney's, PlayStation's Spider-Man 15 is like, you know, I don't know how long it is, but it must be 20 hours, 15 at
20,
least.
20, 30, I reckon.
Like, it's too much.
The story, I enjoyed the story. Well, what I enjoyed most was like the characters and the relationships between them. Like, I was really invested in, for some reason, in Peter Parker and MJ's relationship.
Yeah, they're very endearing.
Yeah, and then
the writing is good.
And then you get attached to Miles as well, and then game that I played recently, Miles Morales. The story's quite thin, but it's nice to hang around with those characters.
Yeah, well, they're very likable, and as I say, the voice acting and the dialogue is good. My biggest gripe really is just it's another open world gripe, which is this game. While it sounds like it would make sense for Spider-Man to be an open world game, it's just not really an open world game. I was sitting and watching someone playing Breath of the Wild recently, and it reminded me what open worlds kind of fundamentally, in my opinion, should be compared to what they generally are. And a lot of open worlds nowadays just feel like linear games that are set in an open world. So if you wanted to, you can go anywhere, but you're going to be bored when you do that. Whereas when it's like Skyrim, you know, and it's like who cares what the driving force of the plot is? You really are just going to go and do your thing. That makes sense.
Yeah. I think of it like an escape room, right? So you're in this big room and there's loads of stuff around you, but actually the things you need to do is read this here, click on this there, go to there, go to this. Then you do. But
Yeah.
there may be a bookcase full of like classic novels, but like
Yeah.
you're not going to go and read one in the middle of an escape room, are you?
Yeah.
Like there's
That's a really good comparison. Whereas an open world is just like being in a holiday park where you really would go and read those classic books because you've got the time to, and
we love reading those classic books at all the holiday parks we go to.
You know what I'm saying though? Like you go and do something. You go and enjoy yourself. You're not there to complete a task. Whereas Spider-Man and most of these open worlds, I just finished playing Horizon not that long ago as well, which obviously is put me on a sour mood.
Don't get me started on Horizon.
And it's the same thing. It's just like, I don't want to go and read these classic books on my nice Butlins trip.
I got great expectations all wet on the water slide.
What a great analogy.
Anyway, that's my gripes over. It's all right. It's fine.
It's interesting because I really do enjoy Spider-Man. It's one of my favorite games, and like the things that you don't like about it, that I'm just like, but it's like I do get. There's loads of it that you say about like the side quests. Like some of them are just. They could have been cut in half, or like some of them just been cut in general. Like the side quests, for me, are the worst part. But like, I did still love that game. But I understand it. Like I said this to Dav like a week ago when he was playing it. I get everything you've said. Like it makes total sense. I do think Yuri Lowenthal is genuinely brilliant in it though. Like he's one of the best portrayals of Spider-Man I've seen.
Yeah, like I said, there's some really, really solid performances in that. Better than solid, really endearing and just really good work on that stuff. To be fair,
Spider-Man, awesome, awesome.
Jonny, you go first. 'Cause I've got a delivery man who's down the road from my house, waiting to deliver something.
Cool. I'm going to talk about Horizon Forbidden West. And it's really good. It's just
I can't believe I was literally just talking shit about the first one.
Well, it's interesting because I didn't enjoy the first game that much. I thought it was fine.
That's interesting.
I thought it was like in fact, it was the second game I ever spoke about on this podcast. Because I was like, I'm sure I spoke about that game on this podcast, and I went back and looked at them. It was the second game that I talked about, and at the time I remember saying that like it just felt too long. I wasn't that bothered about the story, and I wasn't that bothered about the combat. Well, I can't speak about the length because I've only played it for 15 hours, but the fact that I played it for 15 hours in 3 days, it probably speaks volumes for it. The combat is way better. Like, I don't understand why the combat can be so similar yet so different. I mean, another thing as well is that they've added things from Breath of the Wild. That was I think that was always the thing with Horizon Zero Dawn, is that it did come out so close to Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild did make us like you said already, Zach. It made us reassess in many ways like what an open world game can be, like, and especially with like traversal, as we've mentioned a million times. Like the worst thing about Horizon Zero Dawn was going to the top of the mountain and having to get back down. You're like, this isn't fun.
It's annoying.
This sucks. Like trying to get down, it sucks. But the fact you've got a flipping paraglider now, so like that is actually fun. Like climbing to the top, I use it all the time. I literally use it all the time. And it might be from Zelda, but I'm not that bothered about the fact that it's just something that's been used before. I just think it's better. It's better in every way compared to the first game.
How is the combat different?
It's not different. It's just it just feels more refined, and it is probably, and I mean this, probably the best looking game I've seen. Like that I've ever played. I can't speak for games I haven't played. I can't speak for games that potentially might be coming out. Like Elden Ring does look incredible, but for games I've played, it's probably the best looking game I've ever seen. Visually, it's just ridiculous, and like I keep seeing on Twitter as well, people posting pictures of them playing it and being like, hey, look at this thing, and I'm just like, yeah, it's mad. And the fact that it's a PlayStation 4 game as well, I don't know, it's mad. There are a lot of bugs, not necessarily like I've encountered a few, but people keep saying there's loads of bugs. They don't seem to be game breaking, which is fine. Cyberpunk had another hilarious game-breaking bug. I don't know if you saw this the other day. If you try to play the PS4 version of the game on the disc, it literally crashed your whole system, and it did it to me twice. I crashed my PS5 twice. Yeah, I just took it off. I was like, I'm done with that game. I didn't want it to crash my game. But yeah, back to Horizon Forbidden West. I'm enjoying it. If that game had come out last year, it probably would have been my game of the year. That's how much I'm enjoying it.
Fair. Okay.
Trying not to be too spoilery, but like, what is Aloy's driving motivation in this game? Because she's just saved the world.
I can't really say too much because it would spoil.
Well, to be fair, there is
quite a lot.
At the end of the first game, there is a little bit of like a little wink to what's to come.
Yeah,
a certain character is like, I'm still kicking about.
Yeah.
And
the thing is as well, I can't remember exactly what happens in the end of the first game because it's been like a year and a half since I last played it. So like based on, I don't want to say anything just in case anyone does play it, and anyone that's watching, or listening, I don't want to say anything just in case because it is.
Does it feel legit? Does it like, she's got a good enough reason to fuck off?
Like for me personally, I can only speak for myself. It's a better story than the first game, from what I've experienced so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it way more. Like way more. I like both of you. I got to the end of Horizon Zero Dawn and I was like, I just want to beat the game. I'm done.
Yeah.
This game's too big. It's cumbersome. I don't care about the world, and it takes too long to get around. I'm taking my time, and I'm genuinely really enjoying it. And I was not considering. Again, like I said, I didn't enjoy the game as much as the first game as much as I thought I would. I am really enjoying the second game, which is kind of a surprise. But yeah, that's me. I'm done. DapG, did your delivery man come to deliver all his goodies?
I'll just race through mine though.
Okay, cool.
Because I've got 6. So I finally
I'm pretty
completed...
sure Jonny said 1.
Yeah. If you can limit.
I finally completed the Halo Infinite campaign.
Nice.
Really enjoyed the main missions in the story. I thought the open world was sort of like, we'll see. It's got potential.
Needless.
We'll see what happens in the next one.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Miles Morales went through that. Quite enjoyed it, and I played it on the easiest difficulty because I was like, nah, screw this.
Yeah.
And that was definitely the right choice. Didn't do any side quests
He's
at all.
so much more fun to play as though because
he
is.
He's got some really cool abilities actually.
Yeah.
Played through all the tournaments on Mario Tennis Open on the 3DS. That was fun. It's a fun little hour. Finally completed Pokemon Sun. Gotta say, it's got one of the best storylines of all the Pokemon games.
I can't wait for you to play Pokemon Dad.
I actually got Pokemon Mum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Really enjoyed some aspects of that. Really enjoyed the story. Didn't really enjoy anything else about that game. I think it's quite a weak generation of Pokemon that they brought out for Pokemon Sun for Gen 7.
Last 20 years, isn't it?
Yeah. Uncharted 3 is a barely polished turd.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I also played through the Forgotten City on stream last week. That was really fun, really cool. Can't say too much about it because it's like instant spoilery as soon as you play it. Really cool game. A lot of it is just dialogue based, right? But you're going through it. It used to be a Skyrim mod, but it's got far more story in it than Skyrim ever did. It's like a time loop mechanic as well. Really cool game. Check it out. But Uncharted 3, my gosh. Oh, what a bad game. What a bad game. Worse than the first two.
It's mad because like all of those games had like Metacritic scores of like mid-90s.
Yeah, but then Horizon's got a really high score. Spider-Man's got a really high score. What is it with these Sony exclusives? They're just like, I love The Last of Us. I really enjoyed the reboot of Ratchet & Clank. I've not played Rift Apart yet. But I can't think of any other big Sony exclusives from the last 2 gens where I've gone, yes, okay, this is a cool game. Uncharted 3, man. I mean, I know it's PS3, but I've been playing the Blue Point remaster, so it looks really nice. Some of the faces are a bit weird, but it's just like so sloppily put together. Like there's so many. I shared a quick video of a clip I've been playing to you guys, where like I was trying to jump from one side to the next, and I just fell like 8 times. It was a replay of the Rank the Jank video on Uncharted 1.
I just enjoyed as well how you kept dying by falling into water as well. That was the funniest thing. You're just like floating. It was great.
Oh my god. It was absolutely insane. So the traversal was really poorly put together, and like it's weird because sometimes they're doing it to like try and help you. Like, if you follow what the guy in front of you is doing, where they're jumping it at an angle, then you'll get past. However, if you get to a place where it's actually a shorter gap, it pushes you outwards instead of jumping onto the platform. You're like, what was your aim? Like, why couldn't you just not push me? Just have me go where I've pressed the buttons to go. That's the most frustrating thing in games, when like you're expecting to do something and you've done everything you need to on the controller to make you do it, and then it goes, nope, not to do. The gunplay was really weak, but I played on Explorer mode, which actually what's really annoying about Explorer mode is that you don't get any trophies, which like, fine, punish people who want to play it on the easiest difficulty because the game's broken. Shit. But also, like, none of the treasures are in there. What? None of the collectibles. You can't find any collectibles on Explorer mode.
Misnomer, yeah.
Isn't the whole point that, like, I just want to, enjoy the world and stuff, and like, find little treasures. And no treasures, no trophies. Yeah, absolutely bonkers. I thought the story was absolutely pants. It was really bad writing. Really bad writing. Like the first two, really good stories. Really love the characters, the relationship stuff. There's one point where you end up meeting with the journalist Elena. Is that her name? Elena Fisher?
Yeah, Elena.
Yeah. She's like, "There's something different about you this time. What is it? What is it about?" And like, she's still got a wedding ring on that you gave her back in history's time. And he's like, "Oh, I see you're still wearing that." She's like, "Oh, I see you're still wearing that." And he's got the Francis Drake ring that he's had the entire time. And she goes, "It's about that, isn't it?" Like, where'd you get that from? Like, it was about that, but like, there's no sensible reason for that character to have said that thing in that time. And it happens so many times. He gets told by 4 different people, "You're going too far this time. It's not worth it." Like, within the first 3 hours of the game, I'm like, yes, thank you for drilling that into my skull. Like, I understand that Drake's gone a bit different this time. And also, there's a moment, there's a really like cool story moment that happens later on, where a character dies, and you're like, "Oh, actually sick," like out of nowhere, really cool. And then 20 minutes later, they're alive. I was like, "Oh no, you're hallucinating, mate." You're like, great. So there is absolutely zero jeopardy in this game whatsoever, except for when I try and jump over a 1 foot gap. Oh, I'm livid. But I've made through it. I've made it through the wilderness, and hopefully Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy are a bit better.
I love that you're still committed to
I was going to say, man, I'm surprised. Like, you just love putting yourself to the pain.
Well, it's kind of the same with the Spider-Man games. Like, I'm enjoying like the story and the relationships, the characters and stuff, and I want to go through and want to get rewarded in that sense, even if the gameplay is not stellar. Uncharted 1, loved the story and the relationships. Uncharted 2, same for the most part. And Uncharted 3, it's less supernatural, but then they still act like Supernatural's really weird. And I'm pretty sure there were zombies and werewolves in your other escapades in the last 3 years.
That is the worst part of those games. Is I hated the supernatural stuff. But it's the same with Indiana Jones, isn't it? Same thing.
And basically, the most supernatural this game gets is that like you get hunted by like hordes of spiders. And it's just like such an annoying boss. It's like the Flood on Halo 3. It's like no one enjoyed shooting those things. Like, they're not an enjoyable enemy type. It's like in Battlefront 2 when they did the story mode and you played as Luke Skywalker and everyone's like, "Yeah, sick, Luke Skywalker." All you do is slice bugs in a cave. You've given me Luke Skywalker to slice bugs in a cave. He's a bloody glorified exterminator. Right, I'm sorry. I need to stop talking about this. I'm so angry.
No, I really enjoyed that. That was an epic rant. I just enjoyed that so much. I did actually play. I realized you mentioned Lost Legacy. I actually completed that, and I actually prefer that. Actually, maybe I did enjoy it. I think those games are too long, and they're only like 7 hours.
For the Uncharted games?
Yeah, just in general, I think that's
Uncharted 3 especially, there's a whole chapter where you're just going through the desert.
Yeah, the desert. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I remember that.
It's so stupid as well, because, like, you start off and there's sort of a scene of you walking through the desert, and then after ages, it fades out and comes to another scene of you walking through the desert to a dry well, fades out to you another scene. That happens forever. And like, but the scenes are longer than the amount of space between you and the invisible wall that you're about to walk into. So you end up at the end of this dune, like walking into an invisible wall, like, "Oh, I must be going the wrong way, I guess. Like, right, which way am I supposed to go?" There's no landmarks anywhere, which I know is the point. But then like, you turn around, you're like, "Right, it must be this way then." You carry on, and then just fades out to another scene. You're like, really? Like, you couldn't even design walking in a straight line.
Isn't it mad?
I said I was going to stop.
No, but
I was going to stop. What have you done to me?
Isn't it mad though, in a sense, that they're the same people that made The Last of Us? Like,
yeah, Last of Us is great.
Because those games, like, handling when it comes to those, like, the way the characters handle just feels so different. I don't understand. I mean, I know they were too... It's fine. Let's
please, can we move on?
Yeah, let's move on. We'll move on to the...
What's wild about it, though, is obviously The Last of Us was taken from the 3 first Uncharted games.
Yes, it was.
Presumably, they never did it the other way around. You know, presumably they never fixed the shooting. I feel like they just needed to spend a little bit more time. I mean, the shooting is such a big part of it to me. It seems like such a big missed opportunity in those games.
4 feels like a different game to 1, 2, and 3, and that's because Neil Druckmann directed 4. Amy Hennig, I think she directed 1, 2, and 3. Hennig? I can't remember her name. Hennig.
Yeah.
She directed 1, 2, and 3. She directed some really cool stuff. But there's a definite difference between 3 and 4 with Uncharted, because 4 feels way more like The Last of Us. But it's still not great. And they still crunch the shit out of it, which is sad. All right, let's get on to the quiz. I'm doing a Strictly theme for some reason, but I don't care. This quiz, just bear in mind, okay? Let's take our minds back to the year that's just passed. This quiz was actually written about 5 weeks ago, but this is the first time we've been able to do it. This is 2021, a year in review.
2021.
So I'm just going to ask you questions for each month of the year, and you're going to answer them, and then we'll have a winner.
Alrighty.
But I will say one thing. There is, you can play in the chat. I can't keep scores in the chat because I did that once and it almost killed me. But with you 3 guys, some questions I'm going to give you multiple choices. Some questions I'm just going to leave you come up with an answer. Okay? All I request is thus. If you do not have an answer, please make it as stupid and as silly as possible. That's all I request. That's it.
I'll have plenty of those. Don't worry.
And who knows? Maybe I'll give you bonus points. Bonus points.
Bonus points.
It's my jaw. It's coming. I'm turning. It's apparently turning. I'm turning into. I don't know. What's happening? I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know.
Bonus.
What's question 1, Jonny?
Question 1. Well, as every year starts off, we're going to start off in February. No, we're going to start off in January. Which video game company, famous for its point-and-click adventure games, was revived, kickstarting a whole load of games from a famous franchise going into production? I'm not going to give you options for this one. So, a very famous company was revived last January. But what was the company? Do you have an answer?
Yes.
Zach, do you have an answer?
Yes.
Hang on, I just need to change my pen because this is crap.
I have no idea what this is.
Okay, well, it better be silly. That's all I'm asking. Okay.
It's not silly. I've gone for...
3, 2, 1, press enter.
LucasArts.
Zach.
Sierra.
That's a good shout. And Daf Weeks?
Telltale.
They're both wrong, but Daf Gape is right. It's LucasArts.
How did I not know LucasArts came back? They're like the best company ever.
Lucasfilm Games, they're called.
Can I tell you something really embarrassing? I'm so far behind that I didn't realize LucasArts didn't exist anymore.
There we go.
I thought they'd still been going.
A quiz on specifically the last year is probably the worst thing. I should be doing a quiz on 2016 or 2006 for you, really.
The 2016 hasn't finished yet.
This is so... I just finished playing Marvel's Spider-Man.
All right, question number 2, which is February. Nintendo gave its first full-fat direct in quite some time, but how many days exactly from the previous direct was it? I'm going to give you options here. 431 days, 481 days, or 531 days. That was really hard to say. Okay, 431, 481, or 531. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
531.
2 on 481s, 1 on 531. The answer is 531.
I just totally guessed.
The longest gap between a general Nintendo Direct is the one between September 4th, 2019 and February 17th, 2021. 531 days. There wasn't a single one in 2020, as we obviously know, because there was a direct. Okay, Question number 3. March. Which multiplayer game was released in this month, taking the internet by storm and winning big at the Game Awards?
Wait, say it again?
Okay. These words are very, very specific and chosen, okay? Which multiplayer game was released this month, taking the internet by storm and winning big at the Game Awards?
Okay.
So which game?
Yeah.
Okay.
In March.
3, 2, 1, press enter. It takes two, Daf Weeks.
Baby.
Roblox!
I have no idea when Roblox came out. I just typed a word that I've heard.
All the kids are playing Roblox.
I just really enjoyed how, like, theirs came in, and then yours came up late, and it was Roblox. I wish it was the answer, but it's not. It's It Takes Two!
Oh, all those awards that Roblox won at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
You wanted silly. I gave you silly.
I love it, man. I love it. I genuinely do. April. Which classic video game had a battle royale released on the Nintendo Switch on the 7th of April? April 2021, there was a classic video game which had a battle royale released.
Got it.
I think I know.
I have no idea.
The phrasing of this might screw you over a little bit, but it's what was written, so it's what this is how it's called. Okay. Oh, Daf Gape's had enough.
Here's my answer.
Okay, presenter. Call of Duty is a good shout. It's wrong. It's Pac-Man.
It did have Call of Duty did have. I know that it was not the right year, but I mean,
it did
have a battle royale.
Didn't come out on Switch though, sadly.
You said on Switch? I didn't hear that part. Okay.
Pac-Man 99, it was called.
Yeah.
Daf Weeks was on the right track, but it was Pac-Man.
There was a Mario. There was a Mario one.
Yeah, the year before.
It was. I got the wrong.
I got it. I wasn't even here.
Yeah, it was Pac-Man 99.
Shit.
May. A lawsuit began in California because of control over in-app purchasing. But who is involved in the lawsuit? Which two companies were involved in the lawsuit over in-app purchasing? May 2021.
More than one company?
Yeah, so a lawsuit began in California because of control over in-app purchasing. But who was involved in the lawsuit? This is from May last year, and there's two companies that were involved.
Like the main two that are involved.
Yeah.
Technically another one involved.
Yeah, there's another one involved, but I'm talking about the two specific.
I might have got one of them right.
Okay, maybe. That's fine. If you get one of them right, I'll give you half a point. How about that? I'll be kind. 3, 2, 1, press enter. Epic Apple. It was Epic Apple. That's what it was.
Yeah. I finally got a point.
I don't remember this at all. I'm sure we spent at least a full episode talking about it.
We spent about 5.
We spent a full year talking about it.
I don't remember this at all.
Okay. June. Which Smash Bros. Character was revealed at Nintendo's E3 event?
Ooh.
Which Smash Bros. Character was revealed at Nintendo's E3 event? I'll be honest, I don't think I would have got this.
June. Oh, what's their name? What is their name? If it's the one I'm thinking of. Oh, gosh. I'm making up a name now.
Okay, that's that. You're playing to the audience. Me being the audience in this scenario. Okay, do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Press enter. Zach, what did you go with?
I went with Sora, but that can't be.
Come on, Sora. Hey. Dav.
Jonathan Badford.
Jonathan Badford.
I realized I said Dav is because I'm so used to just speaking directly to Daf Gape.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Jonathan Badford. Nice.
And Daf Weeks.
Was that the Banjo-Kazooie one?
It was Kazuya.
Kazuya!
Who is Kazuya?
From Tekken.
Ridiculous.
Taking my time over here.
I fought so hard not to put Waluigi down.
That would have been good, and I would have given you half a point.
Wow.
I enjoyed the way you said that as well, because it sounded like Owen Wilson doing the impression of Waluigi. Wow!
He should be cast in the movie.
Yeah,
Waluigi. Wow. Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt playing them all.
Doing all of them now.
Okay, July. The month is July. Pokemon released a free-to-play game on Nintendo Switch, but what was it called?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
It wasn't very good.
I'll give you help as well. They also released this on mobile. So it was released on the Nintendo Switch, and then it was released later on in the year on mobile devices. But Pokemon released a free-to-play game on the Nintendo Switch, but what was it called?
What was it called?
Do you guys have answers?
Yeah, I got an answer.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Pokemon Unite.
Daf Weeks, what did you go with?
Damn it.
Let's Brush Pikachu.
the teeth one. Smile. Pokemon
Smile.
Smiles.
Smile.
Let's Brush Pikachu.
Oh my god.
Is that not what it was called?
It's not. I love it.
It's ridiculous.
Let's brush.
Didn't that come out in 2020?
I really struggle. I literally had no idea.
Let's Brush Pikachu.
Let's Brush Pikachu. I love it. I wish it was the right answer. Oh, no, it's not. It's not, though. It is Pokemon Unite. Which means Daf Gape gets an extra point.
I missed that completely. I have no idea what Pokemon Unite is.
It's a MOBA.
Yeah, it looked terrible. Probably was.
I mean, it was a MOBA, so it can't have been that good.
In August, China restricted people under the age of 18 to how many hours of video games per week? 3, 5, or 7? Week. Yes. 3, 5, or 7?
That went down very well.
Yeah.
I'm sure they didn't hear any of the complaints from China.
That's a good point.
Yeah. They restricted people under the age of 18 to how many hours of video games per week? 3, 5, or 7? 3, 2, 1, press enter.
3.
2 of you went with 3 and Daf Weeks went with 5. The answer is 3.
Ooh, wow, harsh.
Yeah. Imagine.
Yeah.
I'd say 3 a day.
September, eFootball 2022 released 2 horrific reviews, culminating in the lowest score on Metacritic for the whole year. But what score did it get? 25, 30, or 35? It pains me as well because I was a big fan of Pez. 25, 30, or 35? Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
30.
25.
Daf Weeks, 25. Well, the answer, my friends, is 25. What a terrible score. Terrible. Okay.
So good.
October. I hope you're enjoying this, by the way. I'm going to try to do this every year. Which cartoon-based fighting game was released on most platforms during this month?
October.
Yes. There was a cartoon-based fighting game which was released on most platforms during the month of October. What was that fighting game? I don't need the full title.
Oh, what?
Because I think you'll get it. I'll allow you to get it.
Oh, I don't think I know what this is now. I didn't realize this is something we were all supposed to know. A cartoon fighting game?
Yeah, we definitely mentioned it on the podcast.
God damn it, I don't come to the podcast.
You can't say this.
Okay, do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Zach to give me a hilarious answer. Okay.
Pressure's on now.
You ready, Zach?
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. Zach?
Nickel.
Bum Bum Fighting Man 2028.
Was that October?
Listen. Listen, you put me on the spot. I thought I had a reasonable answer, and then you made me say something funny. Now, quickly, Johnny, say something funny.
Daf Weeks! Pass! Peppa Pig Brawl Stars. Daf Gape, what was the actual answer?
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
It was
I
Nickelodeon
forgot about
All-Star
that.
Brawl. It was.
Oh, right.
It was Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. We're into November now, best month of the year because it's my birthday. Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Remastered was released on consoles to dire reviews, culminating in the lowest user score of the year on Metacritic. But what score did it get for the Xbox One version? Isn't that funny? The lowest score was on the Xbox One version and not the Switch version. 0.4, 0.9, or 1.4.
Wow.
That's bad, man.
Feels bad, man.
Okay, do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter all.
Ooh, we've all gone different.
You've all gone. So Daf Weeks went 0.4, Daf Gape went 0.9, and Zach went 1.4. One of you is the winner, and that is Daf Weeks.
Yay!
It was 0.4. Oh, that's
That's
tragic.
terrible.
That is
That
tragic.
is tragic. Okay, question 12. We're in December, but this is going to take us all the way out to the end. This is going to take us to 15 questions. These are Game Awards questions.
Ooh.
Okay, mentioned earlier. It Takes Two won how many awards? 2, 3, or 4? Or maybe more if you want to put more.
I dares you.
It definitely, I mean, you'll get it wrong because it's definitely got one of these 3, but you can put more if you want.
Oh, that'd be a weird play on your part, Jonny.
Could you imagine? It was actually 5.
I've got an answer.
Okay,
Me
3,
too.
3, 2, 1, press enter. Ping!
4-4-3.
4-4-3. Classic football. Actually, it's 4-3-3. Either way, Zach Hamilton gets a point. It was 3.
Ooh.
Nice. I've thought that I fucked up.
Best
Okay.
game, best multiplayer, best party game, best family.
Family game, yeah. Best game, best family game, best multiplayer game. It basically won the Nintendo category in best family game.
I thought there was like a best director one that maybe Joseph Fares would have got.
I think I can't remember. I think it was Deathloop that got that. I think it was Deathloop.
Oh, right.
Which game had the most nominations with 9? Deathloop, It Takes Two, or Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart?
Ooh.
Zach, have you started playing It Takes Two yet?
I haven't. No. It's not next on my list. Actually, I want to play a game called.
Uncharted 3.
No, I actually am I'm not about to say a joke thing. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Before Your Eyes? Is that what it's called?
Before Eyes?
Before Your Eyes. No.
Which one? The blind one?
The one where it's like your whole life flashes before your eyes.
Okay.
And the webcam registers every time you blink. So
Oh,
blink,
that one. Yeah.
it skips to a new scene. And I want to play that next. But I haven't.
VR,
gotten
right?
to it. No, it's not.
Oh.
It just uses a webcam.
Oh, but it's on PC then.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Answers. 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Deathloop.
2 of you went for Deathloop, 1 of you went for It Takes Two, and the answer is Deathloop. That was the theme song for the Deathloop first bit.
Deathloop.
It's a great.
Deathloop.
The soundtrack is banging, by the way. Question number 3 I guess 14. Shut up, John. Which publishers won the joint most awards? EA and Square Enix, EA and Xbox Game Studios, or Square Enix and Xbox Game Studios? So
Jesus.
EA and Square, EA and Xbox, or Square and Xbox?
Was there an option there for Xbox and Square Enix?
Yes.
There was, yeah.
Cool,
Xbox.
that's what I'm gonna put.
Xbox.
I'm going EA Xbox.
Okay. I really hope this is I thought that was just a ploy. I thought you were trying to. It was
No,
a ruse.
I
You were
genuinely
trying
know. I know how little I know about this and how far off I am.
Okay.
It would be completely pointless to copy my answer because it would be wrong.
to- Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Which Dav has gone with the same answer.
Square box. Press enter.
Yeah.
Okay. Daf Gape, what'd you go with? Just so I can hear it.
EA and Xbox.
Yeah, Zach
Xbox and Square Enix.
and Daf Weeks.
Yeah, Squarebox.
It's Squarebox.
Ooh.
That means Zach and Daf Weeks get points.
Nice.
I should have
It was
shut up.
Squarebox,
I should
yeah.
have shut up.
You should have
So
shut up.
what did Square Enix have?
I can't remember. I haven't got the awards in here, but they both won 5 awards.
Great, because EA had It Takes Two.
Yeah. I actually can't remember. I don't know what Xbox won for. I actually don't know.
Forza and
that makes sense.
Psychonauts 2 was there. I don't know if that won anything, but that was there.
Count?
Halo was there.
Would Deathloop count for Xbox?
Yeah. Deathloop would count for Xbox Game Studios.
I don't know what Square Enix won, but they definitely did win 5 awards. Okay, final question. Which game won most anticipated for 2022? Breath of the Wild 2, Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, or Starfield?
I think I actually do remember this.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, press enter. What did you all go with?
I didn't type it, but I'm going with Elden Ring.
You've all gone with Elden Ring.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it Breath of the Wild 2?
It is sadly not Breath of the Wild 2. It is Elden Ring, which means we have our final scores. In third place, it's actually respectable though, because you didn't get any points for a while, Daf Weeks, but you got 6, man. You got 6.
I clawed it back, man.
You clawed it back. You Claudia Winkleman your way back into it.
Right.
Okay.
And that's all we have time for, everyone.
Zach.
There's the episode title.
Zach is back in second place with 7.
Okay.
Daf Gape though, with a tremendous 9.
9.
Yeah. 9.
Did Dav win? 9. That's how many points he got.
I did. Square Enix, by the way, got 2 awards for Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, that makes sense.
Got 1 for Life is Strange: True Colors.
There we are. That makes sense.
And Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
It did get Guardians of the Galaxy, and that won Best Story or something like that, didn't it?
Best Narrative, yeah.
Best Narrative,
I saw that coming.
Is Neo Replicant Square Enix as well?
You think it is? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it is. Awesome. That is the end of podcast number 85. Thank you very much for listening today. Thank you for taking part, gents, in the quiz. It was nice to do a quiz. And also, because of it, it got Let's Brush Pikachu as the episode title.
Let's Brush
very,
Pikachu.
very exciting. It was Pokemon Mum at one point.
Pokemon Mum.
But now it's Let's Brush Pikachu. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for everyone in chat. I think Daf Gape's going to do a stream of Skyward Sword.
Indeed.
So we'll hang around for him. But we'll say goodbye to everyone else if you're watching the podcast after the fact, or if you're listening to the podcast after the fact. Thank you so much for contributing. It's nice to have everyone, and it's just nice to have all 4 of us. Hopefully, we'll get more of these done soon. That's it. Dav, are you good? Are you good to go?
I am good to go.
Okay, then we're just gonna say goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
I'm gonna come join you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Happy birthday, Zelda. Bye.